Hello everyone, Amanda here. Thanks for joining me. If you are new, please do subscribe. So I'm here today with a design team project for Anya, who is a whimsical adventure. So she has sponsored this video by giving me this kit for free. I will leave a link below to this kit on her Etsy shop. It is currently at 50% off, so it's a very good value for money. So go and have a look. Okay, also this journal will be for sale, and I sell my journals privately. You just need to contact me by email. Okay, so this journal is, I'm going to tell you the measurements. I would urge you to watch the video right to the end because this journal has a secret to it. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. If you don't stay to the end, you're going to miss it. But there's a secret element to this journal. I've absolutely loved making it. Alright, there's lots of components. So it measures approximately 5.5 by approximately 8.25. It's a soft cover made out of cardstock from my stash, layered up, doubled up basically, and it's all been sewn around, and then I've sewn lace all the way around the bottom, and it goes in the inside covers too, so that there's pockets front and back, and on the inside front and back lace pocket. So I've not titled it as normal with like journal or anything like that, because all my journals have a story, and the story of this one is, as you can see, it's very full, and this is a Victorian lady's literal go-to, like a planner, like we used to have back in the day before, you know, we had his phones and everything on there, and you had your file of facts, and it was just full of photos of your family and receipts and to-do lists and goodness knows what. That is the vibe that I've gone for here. So in the front pocket here we've got, and I've just held everything together by a paper clip, we've got a photo here, so I'm imagining that this is her daughter watering some roses. Okay, the kit is called Scent of a Rose, so there's rose themes and the word rose and everything throughout, okay? So I'm imagining that this is her daughter. So this is like a late Victorian, early Edwardian lady. Alright, so this is about roses, some ephemera from the kit. This is a little file folder that I've handmade. I've made loads of stuff in this journal for myself. So I've shrunk down one of the pages, made a little file folder, and in here is a press, well it's not, it's fussy cut picture, but she's pressed, you know, with her flower press, she's pressed one of the roses from a garden. So that's in tissue, kept there for safekeeping. Okay, and that is just a little, like, note journaling tag thing. Okay, so did I have that? Goes like that. So there's lots and lots like this throughout, so it might be a long video, but do stay to the end for the hidden element, okay, the little surprise, the twist at the end. So she's very well to do, is this Edwardian lady, late Victorian, early Edwardian. So this is her like go-to, okay, she's very middle class and likes elegant pretty things. So in here, this is the start of the journal, but in this pocket we've got a little pen which I found in my collection. It does work, it does write, and it's got a little holder there, so that goes in there. Here I've done like a handmade cabinet card, okay, embossed and gold paste, and then I've even added tissue. And I'm imagining that this is a picture of her on her wedding day, and she had roses in her wedding bouquet, and that's why roses are so special to her. Okay. And then, you know, because it is her little go-to planner, diary, we've got some buttons that she bought here that she's got to use yet. Okay, and I've made those myself as well. And then in here we've got a little file folder, fastens just with seam binding, okay. And this here I'm imagining is like the family kind of emblem. Alright, so this opens up, this is just cardstock from my stash, and this is a collection of ephemera from my personal stash that's building as I'm collecting, and things from the kit. So this little tag is from the kit, that's freebie, that's mine, and these are from my collection, that's from the kit. So this is from the kit. I've printed it out to a page so it was smaller and made little notebooks. Okay, and then this is from my collection. This is a fake postcard. a little journaling card. And then this is a map of somewhere. I mean, you know, you're going to, in them days, they didn't have sat-nav. They didn't have Google Maps, so maybe she's got to go somewhere, so she's saved that map. Okay. And then in this side here, we've got, this is about a natural history collection. This is about, this is an order sheet for more bulbs and plants because she loves to garden. This is a bill for something with a letter at the bottom. Can't remember what that one is. I'm trying to be quick. So we've got a little photograph there of her on the beach with maybe her husband and some friends. And here's another little file folder that she's using to save receipts in. But there's none in there just yet. Okay, so that all goes back in there. I'll do that after. Keep the video short. So that'll all go back in and it'll go in the pocket with the buttons, the pen and the cabinet card. So they all go in there. Right, so this is the start of the journal. The pages are all from the digital kit and they're all beautiful. So here she is. She's absolutely stunning. I'm calling her Elizabeth. Okay. I have little stories for my journals, I'm sorry. So there we've got a doily. Here we've got another digital page, but I've just made a pocket. I've added some little rose trim there. We've added a little bit there. I think that one might have got glued in. I'll try and get that out later, if not it's staying as a fixed little pocket there. We've got another one of these little notebooks and she's added a ticket there for something. Okay, and then here we've got a little advertisement for some floral perfume. Okay, it's beautiful, love the colours in that. Next page, beautiful digital images, and here are the large clusters that I made. That I used items that you can fussy cut from the kit. It is a large kit and there's lots and lots of embellishments to cut out. I've held everything together with little rose gold paper clips, just stops everything falling out, and you can add and remove things. This I shrunk a page down that I particularly liked to make a journaling card, and this is just another one that I've made from things in my collection. Okay, let's just add that back on there. It just stops everything falling out when I'm, you know, when I'm making them and when I'm showing them. So the more beautiful, it's absolutely stunning. It really is beautiful. I've printed on 120 GSM and I've planned it carefully and printed on both sides. So where I've got patterned on one side, I've printed something a little bit plainer on the other. And then where I've got the notes and thoughts, I nearly said thoughts and notes then on the other side is the other plainer. So there's lots of room for writing in this journal. This is my favourite page, I love it. I just love the way everything's layered up on this. Beautiful. So here she's, you know, she's just putting together receipts. She's stapled them. I did check on the internet that staples were around, had been invented, and they had. So this is a grocery list. So this is, I don't know, onions. I can't quite, that looks like it says brand, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that says, but it's far more expensive than the onions, so who knows. And that's another order sheet for more flowers and bulbs. Here we've got another tuck that I've made from the large cluster, and inside here we've got just a little card about June, so maybe her birthday's in June. Okay, and then here we've got, because she, you know, she's quite a well-to-do middle-class lady, she's got dinner plans here to help her with dinner parties that I've taken from a household management book. So it basically tells her, you know, what she needs to do if she's having dinner for 18 people in the month of January, and what would be, you know, current, you know, foods that are available, because obviously you've got to think about seasonal foods in Victorian and Edwardian times, because they don't, I don't think they don't have freezers yet, so they have to buy everything fresh. So, you know, we've got to plan the meals. So there she is again, beautiful. Okay, lots of writing space, but all the writing pages are beautiful. Okay, plain page here. I've cut this from the kit and turned it into a little packet of seeds, and here we've got more information about roses and that's like an order sheet, but you can use it for writing and journaling on. So she's just tacked these to the pages of her planner. So it's a little bit kind of random, as it would be. Lovely digital prints again, beautiful. Love this one with the yellow as well, really lovely. And then there's a little, I've turned this into a bookmark. We've got, that's the centre. There's 52 pages, and then there's some doilies, and that's front to back. Okay, and then here we've got a frame which I have fussy cut from the kit. I've added this rose, and the frame is got acetate there, and it is actually popped up on foam, very thin foam strips, so that it can be used as a pocket. And in here we've got a picture of some domestic servants. So perhaps she comes from, although she's middle class, she maybe comes from a very wealthy aristocracy kind of class family, and by the the lovely smiles on their faces, I think that maybe she was very friendly and very close with those ladies. And then here we've got a extract from a household management book about domestic servants, and she's highlighted some aspects of this that she doesn't agree with. So that is kind of like a bit of an allusion to her kind of thoughts. She doesn't like the old way of thinking, and how the old classes treat people. Okay, so they're very special to her. I'm terrible with my stories, with my journals. Me, I get right invested. So here's some more digital prints. Here's another advertisement for the Natural History Museum. It must have been like an exhibition about plants maybe, and there's a ticket to say that she's been. This is actually part of the kit, and I've just fussy cut it. Okay, and stapled onto there. And here's another one of my clusters, and in there is another one of those dinner plans, and that's for the month of February. So she's building up a collection of these dinner plans to help her, because maybe she's married somebody that's a bit lower down in class than what she's used to, and perhaps when the house she came from with all the servants did everything for her, and now she's doing a bit for herself. That's my story, I can't help it. Right, so here we've got a sample of some lace. Maybe she's having some window dressings made or something. Okay, and that's a little tuck, and we've got more ephemera about roses. I think that's like an advertisement. Just printed it and fussy cut around it. You can journal on the back. Okie doke. Can't remember how that goes now. Fold that in there. Fold that like that. Oh, I can't remember. Oh, I've forgotten how I folded it. Oh, we'll just do it like that. It doesn't really matter. And then another just lovely ephemera. So you can just journal on those. They're fantastic. And we'll just, I'll refold that later, because I'm not convinced I've folded it back up right. So, you know, I've put a lot of thought into this, so it's not just a case of doing the, you know, cutting out the digitals and showcasing for Anya. I've really put a lot of thought into it, and as I say, I have little stories for my journals, and I get right invested. So here we've got, this is from an ice cream wholesaler's. It's just a little note. I think it should be a bill, but it's empty, so maybe she's lost the receipt to go with that. I do that as well. So here, this is a receipt for furnishings, and then this one is for clothing. So again, I've just got a little sample of fabric there that she might be keeping. It's like pink velvet. Okay. I don't know, maybe she's having a new chair made or a new hat. Alright. So we've just got more ephemera here from the kit. Oh, you know, with a rose theme, and these are perfumes. Alright. Okay, another one of my clusters there, and that's holding a letter from the bank and a little coin envelope. We've got a little doily there. That's one of the pages that looks like newsprint. I think it's lovely. And then this is the back of the journal. So here we've got a, this is where the magic is going to happen. Here we've got a little clipboard. Now, I had a clipboard. It didn't fit, so I took the clipboard bit off of it, pulled it off, and made my own clipboard with some craft cardstock. And here's just a bunch of recipes on this clipboard in the back of this journal for this lady for Elizabeth, to, you know, get some cooking ideas, just same as anybody else, same as we do. Okay, except we save them on Pinterest. So here's the hidden element. So this is a bit of a facade. She's put this here purposely to hide what is in the back, and if you lift it up, in the back is another wallet. Okay, so we pull this wallet out, and this is quite a special wallet because this tells us about Elizabeth's secret life. So let's have a look. So Elizabeth on the quiet is a reformer. She's a suffragette. Now in these days, you know, you had to keep things like this a bit quiet, especially in the early days of the movement. You know, you would be arrested, your family would be disgraced. You know, it were a big thing. You just weren't supposed to do it. It went against all the norms and values of late Victorian and early Edwardian society for women. They just didn't do this kind of thing. So she's keeping it a bit quiet, all right? But she's really invested. So in here we've got loads and loads of ephemera to do with this suffragette movement. So here I've made a little badge. It's even got I've put a pin on the back, and then here are her ribbons that she would wear when she goes out on marches, okay, or to meetings. So she'd wear both of those, so she's got them tucked away there. Alright, so along this we've got two pockets, and along this one, deeds not words, that is the that's the motto, and then in here we've got a spare badge in case she meets anybody that wants to join, and we've got photos of all the leading. We've got the Pancras, is it, are those the right one? Yeah, we've got the Pancras, she's been arrested there. Who else have we got? Marie Baldock, yeah, Minnie Baldock, I beg your pardon, I can't see. So, and then this one is Mrs. Sparborough. There's quite a lot of key suffragettes in the movement, so it's hard to remember all of the names. So in here we've got a receipt, sorry, a ticket for a you know, a rally, and then here we've got this is a code book, so when they were writing letters, because obviously they had to keep a lot of what they were doing under wraps or they'd go to prison, they had code words for things when they were sending letters to each other. This is a march poster, okay, quite significant is that one, alright. And then we've got the front page of the Suffragette newspaper, okay. All these I found by trawling. I spent like a whole day looking through museum archives and the such, and that is a postcard that they used to send out or give to people, you know, give them out on the street and stuff. Alright, and then this one is a photo. Now by the looks of these ladies, I'm going to hazard a guess that these are American suffragettes, so maybe she's got connections over in America who sent her this photo. Okay, and then this one here is the front page of the Women's Social and Political Union 7th Annual Report. So all of these are available online. They're all, you know, you can print them for your own use. I wouldn't start downloading them and messing with them, but to print out for something like this, then you'll be fine. So there you go. So that is what her secret. I really enjoyed making that. So it's a lovely little wallet, just holds with some elastic, and will slip back in there and then get hidden again behind her recipe holder. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll put everything back. The only thing I haven't found yet is something to close it with. I would have liked a nice big wide piece of sari silk or something, but I've yet to source that, so if I can't find any, it'll get tied with seam binding. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you liked my little story that went with it. Don't forget to go and follow the Etsy link. Go and purchase this and make your own little journal with a lovely story. Honestly, I think I'm going crazy with these journals. I just love them. So if you would like to purchase it, my email's in the link in the description box below. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.